lot of magazine articles and newspaper articles. They depict my son as somewhat of a troublemaker. They don't go into the side of where he was actually a good man, and he was a good soldier. He was a professional soldier, and he loved to stand up for America. He was so proud of standing up for America. And the information that I received about his tours in the military, it was all good. My son had witnessed some war atrocities against the Geneva Convention while in Iraq. He even tried to stop a couple, and that gave him a bad name.
Richard was an honorable young man. He always wanted to be a soldier. When he made it into the military, he found himself among platoon members who had prior mental health issues, who had these prior gang affiliations. And combined with the stresses of war, what happened is that Richard became their target.
Jake Burgon, he had mental problems before he came in the military. He had a long arrest record for assaults and odds and different things. He had beat a guy so bad in his training that he put the other man in a coma. And eventually the other man got out on medical. But yet they kept Jake Burgon in. When they got out of Iraq, they went to Kuwait for 2 weeks. They had to fill out these psychological forms. Jake Burgon filled one out that he had homicidal and suicidal tendencies. He went to the field hospital. Medic interviewed him there at the mental hygiene ward, and they got the doctor on duty. And they interviewed him, and they determined right away that he should be shipped to Rheinstein Air Base, the main hospital. They did not want Jake Burgon to go to the better hospital in Germany. They wanted him to go back to Fort Benning, Georgia. The doctor at home, who never even interviewed him or talked to him, even though he was told the written orders, released Jake Burgon. It was the very next day when Jake Burgon and Martinez and Everett and Douglas Woodcock somehow got my son off base. And they in turn beat him almost to death. They stabbed him multiple times while my son was begging for his life, trying to get away from him. And after my son hit the ground a few times, well, he couldn't get up no more. When we didn't even know my son had gotten back from Iraq, we got a call from his platoon sergeant stating my son was AWOL.
If the military says your son or daughter is AWOL or a deserter, you can't go to the local authorities and get help. So you basically have to accept what they tell you, and they don't even have to give you any evidence to support their findings. It's wrong. Mm-hmm. These guys go over, they serve our country, they come home. If they end up murdered or missing or commit suicide, the Army is just turning their back. Lanny and Remy Davis wanted to set up the foundation in order to help other military families who find themselves in the same situation that they did. It took 4 months of consistently calling their state senator and anybody they could get to listen to them, FBI agents, banks. They had to do their own investigative work, and with no help from the military. Once the military did step in, once that order came down, okay, you have to find out what happened to Richard Davis. Within 3 days, they had found his body and made arrests. So what you have is a 4-month time frame that this family suffered. Now, they were going to suffer anyway, but not knowing, 4 months of that they endured.